You're listening to The Bro Show on 91.3 FM, KWM, West Wyoming Community College. I'm your host, K-Dot, a.k.a. Kane Hansen. We have some very special guests on the show today by the name of KBOB Yung Smallz.
What's going on?
What's going on, guys?
How are we doing?
It'll be an awesome show. We probably have 5 to 6 hours of music like ready to go. Tickets are $15 online. But you can use any artist promo code, and you can get $5 off. It's gonna be awesome. Like we have everybody. Like if they made music in this town, they're gonna be on this show, and it's just like it's one of those things where like me, Trippy Mo, K Bob, we just wanted to bring the community together and give back and give everybody an opportunity to voice their creation in a live setting.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of good talent there, a lot of good artists.
Weebay, Gibbo.
Yeah,
let's shout out some names.
Yeah. I mean, we got Weebay, Gibbo coming out.
Wild G Gucci.
Yeah, Wild G Gucci, K-Bob, me, Trippy Mo.
Toomer Gentry.
I think 90s Babies
Toomer Gentry gonna be there too.
Yeah. Toomer Gentry will be there. 90s Baby Reese is gonna be out there. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, sir. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I'm thinking Sycamore Treasy and Crook, they'll be there. I'm trying to think. There's so many names. We got people from out of state coming.
A lot of people from Denver. A lot of good talent.
OT Young C, he'll be there.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So will Smokey Chapo, TJB Better Days. Will Kill Again, Saint 187 Mob. And Wasanti and Monetize, they'll be there.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Like literally everybody will be there. It's gonna be an awesome show.
Yeah, dude, it sounds like a really good show, and like I just really appreciate you guys like hitting me up to do that because like you guys know I just got off doing the Toomer Gentry Fox show, and that was just a lot of fun, and I was just like that was my first experience, so I'm like yeah, like let's do this shit, like so I was really hyped to just see like that lineup and that show, and so definitely go buy your tickets. I know we'll be posting about that. We've already posted about it a little bit. I'll be posting about it, and definitely go buy those tickets, come support some local talent, and it's gonna be dope. I guess kind of just like I was wondering about that a little bit as far as just like Trippy Mo like organizing that, like how did you guys kind of get into like doing these shows and stuff, because that's kind of like how I be seeing you guys on the internet, just doing these shows all over and shit.
We got to give a big shout out right now to like one like two of our big major sponsors that like help us out a lot. This one is Black Gold Studios. They help us a lot out. They give us really our first opportunity to perform at Inkfest last year. We also got to shout out our boy Aaron. He's really the one that set that up for us, and we got that in, and then it was kind of just like a snowball effect. Morgan and Caleb. They just did a show down in Denver not too long ago. I unfortunately I wasn't able to make it. So they'll be able to tell you more about that. But it's just more or less just messaging people and getting ideas, and I take a lot of inspiration off of like music videos I see and like interview videos. Of just people telling how they came up and what they do, and like what they did, like how they grinded to come up, and I take a lot of information out of those, and I just kind of apply it to myself. Like everybody's favorite artist started out locally. It doesn't matter who it was. Post Malone started locally. So it's it's a starting point, and especially to be able to bring everybody together, that you're bringing in multiple fan bases, and you're going to expose yourself to more than just the people that like your music, that you're going to be exposing yourself to people that like all types of music, because it's not like a set, one set crowd that's coming together. It's a collection of people, so that it's going to be all sorts of different genres, I guess.
For sure. Yeah, it's just gonna be hella hype, dude. I just really encourage everybody in that Rock Springs area come down to Broadway Theater, um, June 5th. So it's gonna be dope, bro. I guess kind of just like getting into like the interview now. How old are you guys?
21.
Yeah, I'm just turned 22.
Hey, so you guys a little older than me, been doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I really started making music when I was like like freestyle rapping just in high school.
Yeah.
Just because I was bored, and like about when I was 16, and then I really didn't start taking it serious till I was like 19.
What about you, K-Bob?
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved music. I like hip hop in particular. When I was growing up, I listened to a lot of the older stuff, and it really, really inspired me to do something. But I actually never thought I could do it. I started writing raps my sophomore year, and then finally when I graduated and everything like that, that's when I started kind of taking it seriously.
For sure.
Getting in the studio, and then
That's dope, bro. I get this confused every time I meet you guys. So are you guys from like, you're from Mountain View, right, Young Smallz?
Yeah, yeah. So I grew up in Green River, and when I was 14, I moved to Mountain View, and then that's pretty much just been home since.
Word. And then K-Bob, you're from like Manila, right? You said
I've kind of lived everywhere.
everywhere.
If I'm being honest, I never really stayed in one spot for 3 years. So I lived out in California for early life when I was
Hey,
growing up.
That's cool.
Moved out to Salt Lake and everything. I lived in Oregon. I don't know. Manila, just when I was about 8th grade, like moved over there. I was starting to get in trouble in California, so
Damn, that's a crazy story. I didn't even know about that.
shipped my ass out to the boonies. That's for sure.
Yeah. And, K-Bob, yeah, he came down here from Manila today, so we're super excited and like appreciative that he took the time to come down here, and like it's just really cool. It's dope. I really just enjoying doing this new podcast.
I think I speak for everybody here that we're grateful for the opportunity. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Never been on the radio before. It's surreal.
Yeah. As far as like, I guess kind of like on top of that, like how many interviews have you guys done, or like
This is my first one.
First
bro.
one, yeah.
This is my
Okay.
first interview
Yeah.
ever.
okay, word. That's dope. I like to, I don't know, I guess kind of like pop that cherry, or like be the first to kind of like get under an artist, what I
Yeah.
mean? Like kind of just be like the guy to
Sure.
spotlight that at first.
Yeah.
What sports do you guys play like growing up?
Dude, I was really big into football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that was definitely my sport. I did like track and stuff too, but like the only sport like I ever really loved was football, and I played it since I was 8 years old when you're allowed to, 4th grade, and I played it all through high school. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you, bro?
I used to hoop.
Hey, yeah, you hooper, huh?
I'm a hooper for sure. I never picked the basketball up till the 8th grade, and then by sophomore year, I was playing varsity and all that good stuff.
Hey, I played a little bit. I don't know. I kind of had a weird situation as far as just like I got post-concussion syndrome, which is like just like too many concussions over and over again. So like after junior high shit, I mean, I was doing like the basics, basketball, football, all that shit, and then like after that happened, I kind of chilled out a little bit. I didn't want to like do too much damage, so then I started playing like tennis and stuff, and
Yeah.
that was dope in high school and stuff. But
Yeah, you got to protect that noggin. bro.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But yeah, like I definitely understand that kind of like background of just like going through football, and like kind of I guess like who the competition was in the state, and like what I mean, like just kind of that shit travels a lot.
Yeah.
Be so hype.
What school do you guys go to?
Shit, I'm at Western right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to Full Sail University. I'm taking online classes. I'm trying to get a audio engineering degree.
Hey, that's sick as hell, bro. You're gonna be
Yeah.
like engineering shit.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And I mean, as far as like music and everything, I don't want to make a plan B in that sense. So when the audio engineering came into play and everything like that, it just made sense because there wouldn't be no plan B. It's just focus on music. That's all you're learning the whole time.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
I think that can like if you could just kind of have that mentality, I mean, it's just kind of like that do or die mentality, you know, just like either I'm gonna do this shit or I'm gonna be sitting on the curb like reading a newspaper, you know, like sleeping on the bench, you know, like it's just like if you have that mentality, I think that really like helps, you know. I mean, it's good to have like a plan B and stuff, you know, if shit doesn't work out, but you know, like I like that, you know, have that hungry attitude, you know what I mean? Because that's just really like what you have to do, you know, just have that like believe in yourself, have that hungry attitude, and just like go at it, and just like don't look back, and just don't let anybody tell you different, because
That's for sure.
they can't see the vision that you're trying to put out right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or they can't see that vision that you see so clearly, or you know,
Most
whatever it is.
importantly, too, a lot of people will tell you what they think you should do, but they ain't done what we're trying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like oh, that style's whack. You should do this, or like fucking just try to like, yeah, bro, that shit's just yeah. I just try to take it. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like I have a lot of people like really hitting me up saying like, oh, you should do this, or you know, like as far as maybe in like a negative way. Like I get people like hitting me up like, oh, like if you do this, that'll be dope, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like I've been looking into that, or like whatever. As far as, but like as far as people like kind of like, oh, that was stupid, or like why are you doing that? You know, like I haven't really got like too much hate, but like take that with a grain of salt. You know, I mean, you guys know this shit, but you know, just take it with a grain of salt, and
Most
just
definitely.
fucking next song. You know what I mean? Like just keep grinding. I guess kind of going into that, like when you guys start making music, I know you guys kind of said like earlier, but we're like the early days, like, you know.
I made my first song in 2018, and it absolutely sucked. Dude,
I
it was
feel that.
it was
Yeah.
bad.
I don't know anyone who started making music and was just hot off the start, you know.
Yeah, it's me and Caleb recorded our first song together in a camper, bro. Like,
Little camper studio.
dude, it was horrible. We had like one of them little USB mics,
Yeah.
and I had a Mac, like an original MacBook, like with GarageBand, and we had no clue how to mix anything, dude.
Yeah.
It was pretty much just
It-
recording, and whatever was there was there.
We didn't know how to like start and stop a track, so we recorded it all in one take, both his verse and my verse, like just like quick in out.
Yeah.
And it actually turned out like halfway decent, and but like looking back at it now, it's like, damn, like we really released that and thought it was good. Like but I mean, you know, everybody's got to start somewhere though.
Yeah.
So like not everybody's first song is always a hit.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I like that you guys kind of have the same background as me. You know, I started off with the USB mic, just like the make and post. You know, just like as soon as you get the you're like, all right, get it.
Yeah, you,
Set out,
you
know
get
what
the
I mean?
song done and you're like, oh, bro, I got to make a SoundCloud account now. Everybody's got to hear this. And then you post it and like 4 people listen to it and you're like, damn, I guess it wasn't as good as I thought it was.
You're like, yeah, it's going up. It's going up.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just like it's kind of funny though, because that song, it got like messed up in like the algorithm or whatever. And it says that it's got like 75,000 plays on it, but it doesn't, and it won't change it. So it just sits there like that. But like when I look at the stats on it, there's only like 120.
Yeah.
But it says that there's that many, and it's just something that's messed up on SoundCloud. And
Bro, I don't know what it is, but like I noticed I noticed it with like K-Bob's music and stuff, but like I don't know if it's like Discord or like whatever you guys go through, but like they be like, you ever heard like when they like mix you with up with another artist and then they start like posting your shit on your account? Like you ever had that happen? That shit, that shit pisses me off. Like I'm like, okay, this is not this person. Like this is obviously a different person. Like
so I drop all of K-Bob's music, so we have like one account, and then we have like mine and him on the same one.
Yeah.
And so he sends them to me, and I have been fighting with Apple Music and Spotify for like 6 months now, trying to get him a separate
K-Bob out
account
there.
because there's 2 K-Bobs.
Yeah.
And I have been fighting with them for like 6 months, trying to get all of his music put onto his own artist profile.
They finally fixed it on Spotify.
Yeah,
and
they
Apple
got
Music.
Yeah,
but
we got it. No, we got it fixed on Spotify, but it's still the same on Apple Music right now because
You
Apple
hate
Music.
to see
Yeah,
it.
Apple Music is just a bunch of bitches, I
Yeah,
guess.
dude,
but
like I've seen that shit happen with a bunch of people, and that shit's like mad frustrating, especially like being that artist. Like, okay, this isn't my fucking shit. Like,
yeah.
what the hell, you know?
That's like
Oh, yeah.
that's like the last song I did with Losing Lucid. When I posted it, it's not showing up like as he's featured on it.
Yeah.
It won't show up on his pages.
Yeah.
So I've been fighting with them about that too, because it's like, who else has the name Losing Lucid?
Yeah.
Like, so, but yeah, it's just it's a struggle. it really is.
Yeah.
They don't listen to us. They don't care about us little people.
Yeah. And then as far as like, kind of like going more into like early days, like who is Young Smallz and KBOB as far as just kind of like your like persona, or like who are you guys as far as like putting that artist together, and like where was that like formulated from?
When I think about me as an artist or anything like that, I just want whatever I'm making the music about to be what I am about.
Yeah.
You know, the originality, I want to show who I am and stuff like that. And through personal experience, I've had with music and everything like that, had a lot of artists help me through some tough times. So the main goal is to put something out that you can hear, relate to, and then,
Yeah,
What about you?
that was for me too. Like, all of my songs have like a meaning behind it. Whether it's going through, like a rough patch in life, or like, a heartbreak, or like things like that. Like I try to put deeper meaning behind my songs.
Yeah.
With like wordplay and things of that nature. So like I try to be creative in the way that I express things, and I don't want to be complacent.
Yeah.
I'm always constantly trying to find a new sound. Like I did a pop punk song.
Yeah. I saw that
But,
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
it goes hard.
Yeah, and I always, everything that I put in my songs is either something that like I want to happen, or that's happened to me, and I'm just expressing like my feelings about it, because like
Music
I-
is therapy.
I always felt like that I just kept like emotions in, and I like never let them out. And when I found music, I found a place to vent, and like to me, there's no better place to put your emotions out into than
Oh,
into
for
a
sure.
microphone, onto
Yeah.
a song. And
Yeah.
that's what I love about music, because every song tells a story, and that's really what made me like want to keep pursuing it. And meeting Morgan like insanely helped me. Like my production quality like through the roof, and like dude, he helped me out so much, like to the point to where for a while I was recording like a song or two a day,
Uh-huh.
and just putting my best foot forward. And I released a little 6-song album December of 2019, and one of the songs off of that is actually almost at 80,000 plays on Apple Music right now. So that was like the point where I knew, I was like, yeah, I could really do this.
Uh-huh.
And so I kept pursuing it, and I released my Dead Roses album, and that has like some of my favorite songs I've ever made on it. Dead Roses is, I don't know why, every time I hear that song, I'm just like this shit's a hit, and like I just feel like it does not get enough recognition. And
Yeah, dude, this song's hard. Trimo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And like I like that one, like Suicide Doors, like everything. And I just felt like I had been putting like bro, I get stepped on like so many times in my life just for being like so nice. And in that album, I was just like, you know what, like I'm gonna just say how I feel.
Yeah.
And I put that album out, and I was like, damn, like I could really do this again. And I was like, I'm just getting better and better. So I grinded for like 6 months, and I put out 2 songs in the span of 6 months. And then I just dropped an album out of nowhere. Like I didn't really tell anybody. Like my close friends knew, the people that were on it. And I dropped Visions from Pluto, and that's like by far like my favorite body of work that I've done. I just like every song on it. I think is a hit.
What about you, K-Bob, as far as just kind of like having that moment of like, shit, like maybe I got this. Like maybe I do something with this.
When people would, when I would play people my stuff and they were surprised.
They're like, hey, this shit's fire.
Yeah, no, it's like I tell them too. I'd be like, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's hard. Tell me what you think. They're like, all right, and you play it, and then you watch their reaction, and they start kind of getting into it, and then the song's over. What do you think? And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I thought you were gonna play me some straight fucking trash, but that actually had it. I don't know.
Yeah, just like those, dude, that's like some of the best shit like you can get when like you like show a friend a song, dude, and then you just like see it on their face of just like, damn, like you can just like, yeah, that's like one of the craziest feelings, I guess, like as an artist, I think, is when like you can see your fans like, or like you can see a friend like you're pleased with your music, like that's just it's awesome.
I think the turning point for me when I knew I was like, damn, like I really, really, really need to pursue this is last year at Inkfest when me and K-Bob, we played Pluto, and then right after that we went into Mood with Trippy Mo, and everybody knew the words, and I was like, damn, like, these motherfuckers, like they really know the words to my music.
That's fire.
And
that's dope, bro.
Like everybody was singing along, and I was like, yo, we gotta like keep pushing. And like a big thing that really stopped us, dude, was COVID. Like we had a roll going. We had a show set up in Laramie at, like on campus at UW, and like just from the buzz that like I had been hearing from people down there, like it was probably going to be like 1,000 to 1,500 people.
Like a big show.
Well, because it was a free show on campus.
Oh yeah.
And so like it was going to be awesome. And then COVID, so the show was scheduled for like April 11th, and they shut campus down on April 7th. Yeah, dude, 4 days. Like we were ready to go. We had like all the music like ready, loaded up on files, and yeah, COVID shut that one down, and I that was the one that upset me. I was like, damn. I was like, maybe it's just not meant to be. And then we went back into the Inkfest show, and it was just like yeah, I need to stay on the grind.
COVID like messed up everything for like pretty much. I mean, like as far as like I saw it mess up like my streams as far as like YouTube, like the interviews, like totally like down, like screwed up my impressions, like all that shit, like in the gutter. And like I still haven't, like looking at some of like the interviews I've been doing lately, I still haven't like gained that back. Like I'm still on the rise. But
yeah,
one really cool thing I will say though, like this doesn't speak as far as like as much as like view wise, but like on the last interview we did, like the local shit, like I got like 1,000 impressions like that day from like the posting it and shit. And like, I mean, I guess it's people weren't like maybe some people weren't clicking on it, but like it was getting around, and like that was just really cool. I guess just like knowing like, yeah, I got it. Like there's an audience, like people are like, this is getting more streams than like any of my other interviews, or like not streams, but like impressions and like getting around to people. So like that was another cool thing, like doing this, like getting people like local cats in here is like, damn, like people, it's getting around, you know what I mean? And, and that's super cool.
Yeah, especially, and too, like I think the best promotion that you could have, dude, is just being yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you're upfront and honest with people, like, and you're not fake around people, and like, if you tell somebody something, like you mean it, like that's the best way that I found to like conduct myself, is like I never try to be somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
And that's like what I resonate into my music. Like I don't, I don't talk about like toting guns or like anything like that, because that's like not who I am, like, I'm a kid that has gone through some shit, and I wrote some songs about it, and I just hope that like my music can influence somebody else, whether it's like heartbreak or like tough times, or something like that, just something to lift your spirits, like knowing that somebody else went through something similar.
Yeah. And like I saw one time on an interview, I think it was like I think it was like Bones Nardwuar interview, and Bones was saying like everybody, or maybe it was just like one of those like internet interviews or something, but it was from Bones. But he said, like everybody has a song in them, or like everyone has songs in them. It's just like nurturing that. Like I really think that's like really true because, I mean, just seeing with myself, like seeing with other people, like everyone like has songs in them, but it's just like nurturing that, like getting it out, and like you know developing those skills, and you know what I mean. So like, I mean, I'm not trying to say like anybody can do it because like that's not the case at all. Like this is like some, I mean, as far as like really making it, that's like some NBA like numbers and shit. But like everyone can, like put some shit out there, that they rock with or that like what they were feeling. But like also another thing that you're saying too, like I really like that you're saying like be genuine too, like not be just be like spewing a bunch of bullshit just because it sounds cool or like how you worded that bar or like whatever. But like I just think me personally, like just seeing it with like other people I do interviews with and like listening to their music and then like seeing them as a person, like it's like really cool that you can just like really hear like it's like that energy, and it's like it's honest energy that you're putting off.
Yeah.
And like that's the shit that like really gets people like into your music, and they're gonna come back to it. Not you saying that you're like shooting people and like all this like trap in and like all this stuff, because that's just like the average shit. You can turn on SoundCloud, I can find billion songs that sound the exact same. Like you got to be unique. You got to put that inner like chakra out in your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like names like Young Smallz and KBOB, like how did you guys come up with the names?
That's funny. When I first started making music, or when I decided I ran it through my head a couple of times. My stepdad used to call me K-Bob when I was young.
Hey, yeah.
He used to piss me off, and he just liked to piss me off.
Hey.
Really couldn't think of anything else, so I was just like, I'm gonna run with this.
Yeah. What about you, Young Smallz?
So, it was like 2017. We were working at Fair's stage crew, and my buddy Malik, everybody used to just call me just like Bubba. That's my nickname. It's been my nickname my whole life. And Malik just started calling me Bubba Smallz, and I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. So like my original rap name was Bubba Smallz for like a year. And
I was gonna
that
shit rang a bell. It's like Bubba Smallz.
That was my original name, bro. And I had emailed like a label exec at Cash Money, and I was just talking to him. His name is Mike T. He's a really cool guy. Like I'm still in contact with him to this day. He's no longer with Cash Money anymore. He started his own music group. But I emailed him and I sent him a couple songs, and we were talking, and he goes, he's like the name Bubba Smallz. He's like, I don't know if that would resonate with a lot of people. And I was thinking about it, and I go, yeah, you know what? I don't think it would either. And Young Thug was like really big at the time. I was like, Young Thug's like a hard name. I was like, what if I was just Young Smallz? And I was gonna spell it like the normal way, like Young. And then when I changed it on my SoundCloud, it just went Yung, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
So that's how that name change came. And that's ever since then I've just been Young Smallz, and I just kind of ran with it.
Like I just, after peeping you guys' music, I noticed that like Young Smallz kind of likes to be more like melodic, and like like he likes that singy shit. And then K-Bob, he kind of does a little bit of that, but as far as like he also likes to rap and shit. You got some like you like spit some bars a little bit, and I guess kind of like where do those two styles come from,
Mine came from I couldn't find nobody that wanted to sing on my songs, so I taught myself. I was just like, because honestly, like, if I wanted to, like, I could go onto a song and spit, like.
Yeah.
Like, that's what me and K-Bob, like, originally did. Like, we were just, like, rapping. Like, and then I was just, like, one day I was like, I kind of want to switch it up. And, like, Juice WRLD was one of, like, my big inspirations. Like I heard, what was that first song that he went big on? All Girls Are the Same. I heard that and I was like, I kind of like started to model myself like kind of after him, but at the same time, like I put my own spin on it. And then, um, it took me like a year to really like get a good singing voice, in my opinion. Like I know some people out there probably like, oh my god, he sucks. Like fuck you. Like if you hate me, like I'm a cool guy. Like like I have worked with like some pretty big artists, like Fiji Macintosh. Like he's a pretty big artist. He's like really good friends with Trippie Redd, and so I do have a song with him, and I actually have two songs with him. I have one unreleased, and then I have another song with my boy Shaker. He's pretty big. He just eclipsed 100,000 plays on Spotify. Or monthly listeners.
Monthly listener, yeah.
Monthly listeners on Spotify. Losing Lucid, he's at like 75,000 monthly listeners. Action Docs, that dude's cold. Like if you don't know who he is, like you need to get on like the Action Docs train right now, because that dude's like, he's gonna blow up. His music's only on SoundCloud though, but that kid's got bars, dude. Like it's nuts. So like I have worked with my fair share of like pretty successful people. Another one too, Young Jordan. He's out of Atlanta. He's got songs with Gunna, Lil Uzi. I'm gonna be working with him real soon, so that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But yeah, like there's a bunch of artists I want to work with, and a bunch of artists that I will eventually work with, and I think it's just a time thing from now, just whether or not I can materialize that and make it happen. But yeah, the Young Jordan song, that's gonna be coming. I don't know when, but soon, sometime soon.
Yeah.
I plan on working with Shaker again. Dude, I love his voice. He's awesome. Obviously I'm gonna work with K-Bob, Trippie Mo, all those guys. But
What about you, K-Bob, as far as just like who you working with these days? I see Young Smallz, I see Trippie Mo. Who else?
Honestly, I've been trying to just kind of branch out and do stuff with everybody. I mean, I wouldn't care what song it would be or anything like that. I'm in a real experimental phase right now. So whenever I can catch a vibe or like collaborate and work well with other people, I've got some good stuff for, I got Jimmy Sosa. He's Oklahoma, really underground. Not a lot of people have heard him, but he's really nice with it. There's lots of people that I do want to work with locally. I feel like I just recently dipped my toe in the scene when we first started doing shows here. Not a lot of people knew who I was, but they're starting to gain traction. So I wanted to be able to bring a style where, I like singing and all that too, but I want it to still be bars,
Yeah.
still kind of
Yeah.
inside the hip hop, because I don't want to, I don't know, like culture is important.
For sure. And you guys said you produce too as well, right?
Yeah, K-Bob makes a lot of beats. He sends me a lot now. I used to a lot. Like I used to make a lot of beats, but now mostly I'm just like collaborating with like beat makers.
Yeah.
Like I like
Producers.
I'll message people on Instagram and stuff like that, and stuff like that. But like every once in a while, like I'll find myself like just wanting to mess around on Logic or FL and just want to make a beat or something. But
So what software do you guys use? Like as far as Logic or
Logic, but I really want to switch to Pro Tools.
Pro Tools? Yeah.
That's my main goal too. I'm running Logic right now, but I have the FL Studio too, and I just use that one like I'm messing around making beats, and yeah, I really want to switch to Pro Tools, but it's like insanely hard to learn.
Yeah.
I failed the college class in it. I'm not even gonna lie. It's different. Well, because like Logic is, you got like GarageBand, right? And if you're beginning out and you're learning how everything works, you take that step up, then you go to. Did I say Logic or GarageBand?
I say GarageBand.
Oh, okay, good. So then you take that step up to Logic, and it's a a little bit more technical, but it's still kind of user friendly. But like with like Pro Tools, you gotta add the auxiliaries and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the actual plugins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also there's different. I don't know. It's just weird. It's not like you can just zoom in. You have to zoom in with the buttons.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I use Reason. That shit's hella slept on. If you guys ever heard of Propeller Head Reason, you gotta look that up.
I've never heard of
It's
that.
a great software. I know a couple people that use it in the industry, but I mean, as far as like DAWs and stuff, I mean they're all kind of do the same thing, but there definitely is,
There's learning curves with
yeah,
every single
and
one.
definitely like certain softwares fit certain artists and kind of what you're wanting to do and stuff like that. But
That's like Morgan uses Adobe Audition, and I bought it, and I have not used it one time. I don't know. I loaded into it and I was like, I don't know how to use this, and I looked up like YouTube videos, and it was like too hard. Like I was just like, who would want to learn this? I was like, this is dumb. Logic Pro's easy. I'm gonna use that. Like I know how to run it. I can, I know how to bust my tracks out. I know how to mix in Logic. So that's
sure.
I pretty much just stay in that lane. But I eventually I do want to make it out and go to Pro Tools. I that's what everybody in the industry uses.
yeah,
Especially for mixing. A lot of people say like it doesn't matter what you record your vocals into, it's what you mix your vocals in.
mm-hmm.
And everything that I've like seen or heard, like everybody wants like mix on Pro Tools.
Yeah,
so
I definitely hear that as well. What about like Trippy Mo? Like kind of collaborate with Trippy.
Dude.
So it was crazy, dude. I went to my buddy's birthday party. And Morgan was his next door neighbor. And so he came over and me and him were talking, and we were like, yeah, dude. I was like, I make music. He's like, no way. He's like, I make music too. And I showed him some of my stuff, and he's like, bro, you got some talent. Like you should come over and we'll make a song. And the next day I went to his house and we made Spaceship. And like after hearing that, I was like, damn. And me and Morgan just like connected after that. Like we were hanging out all the time and, just making music all the time. And we did a show down in Salt Lake.
That's like the first time I really met him.
Yeah, and that was the first time KBOB met him. And, we did the show down in Salt Lake. And after that, it was just like, we were together every day, working on music or just hanging out, brainstorming, and, finding different ways that we could, express, music and stuff like that. So I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, it was really organic how it happened, like it was one of them things where it was like, like it wasn't forced upon either one of us. It was just like, hey, like you make music, I make music, like we should get together and, do a song together or whatever. And then it just kind of blossomed from there. And, now we're here, a bunch of songs, me and K-Bob, bunch of songs, like, all three of us on tracks. Like,
I say it's kind of like the trio. I noticed, you guys like to collab together.
Yeah, I think we blend all of our styles together really well. And, that's, it's hard for a lot of artists to do that. So, that's what I like about it. And that's what I like about like the group that we have going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, big shout out to Trippy Mo, man.
Oh, for sure. That fool taught me how to mix.
Yeah,
I ain't even gonna lie.
He taught me like how to mix.
Chillers, dude,
bro, I honestly I wish he could be here today. Like,
yeah.
That was how
shit. I mean,
Mo.
the only reason I would have asked if Trippy Mo could come up here, but that headphone problem that I was talking to you guys about. So I didn't want Trippy Mo to have to like sit here with no headphones, like couldn't hear himself.
Well,
on the
and
mic,
too, like he's down in Denver anyway.
Shit.
So
So he moved over there.
Yeah. For his baby,
Word.
because she has to be close to the hospital down there. So she has to. I think it's like she has to stay within 100 miles. So that's he moved down to Denver, but he still comes back up here and does shows and hangs out with us.
Well, shit, I thought he lived here. Yeah, that's cool.
He used to.
okay.
This is just like maybe 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
He officially moved down there. So it's pretty recent.
Word. Yeah, big shout out to Trippy Mo. I've been, see his content along with your guys's, and kind of associated him with you guys, I guess,
Yeah.
as far as just like making music together.
Yeah.
What about like anybody else like in Wyoming, you know, like 387, Tumor, Gentry Fox, like kind of those other guys, like kind of dipping your feet into like shows, you know, seeing the guys at shows, like kind of talk about collaborating with like those guys and like getting to know them. They're, like,
Oh
saying
yeah,
what's
yeah,
up,
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah. We're cool with everybody.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like I respect what everybody's doing. We're throwing Weebay on the headline.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
like
Weebay, yeah, he's definitely holds a lot of weight for like Wyoming and
yeah,
just,
dude.
like,
he's been around for a long time.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean,
387 shit,
yeah.
doing that.
yeah, they've been
Great
It's
streams.
like 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, shit. Yeah. I mean, you guys remember like growing up, kind of like seeing them like doing that rap shit and like
Yeah.
the group stuff and like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't out here.
yeah. I guess,
Yeah,
Bob, yeah.
I remember it. I never really listened to it back then, but back then I wasn't really like into hip hop or anything. So that it was like, I really didn't get into hip hop till I was like 2015, 2016.
Word.
Like so like dude, I used to listen to like rock music all the time.
Yeah.
And so like I don't know, I just like it's not that like I don't know, I just never listened to it. I didn't listen to hip hop. Like
Yeah.
it just wasn't my thing then.
Uh-huh.
And so
Yeah, I
like,
guess it's, for me, like I grew up with Tyson, so like, which is Dee's younger brother. So like I was kind of just like always engulfed in that, like,
Yeah.
like seeing her, like, like playing basketball with him and like, like talking about it and stuff. But
yeah.
like that was just like, I kind of had, like we talked about this last podcast too, but that was just definitely like a big thing, like kind of
Yeah.
coming out, like first kind of like steps into.
Well, and too, like, like I've listened to their older shit and like they've honestly come a long way.
Yeah, they have
Like
too.
like
And-
their mixing is definitely like
And I like that they all have kind of like pursued their own stuff, like personally. you
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
like
Yeah.
like they all just kind of like broke off and done their own solo
Yeah.
stuff. Like that's cool. I'm glad everybody's striving though.
But
Like,
then, like as I was saying, like as far as kind of like going back to like what you're saying, as far like I feel like everybody kind of like, I mean, like you guys have like these little like groups and stuff, like you guys with Trippy Mo and like like 387 with like who they work with, Tumor and Gentry, like and Fierce and stuff like
yeah,
that. But
they're sub rock.
Sub Rock and I guess like kind of like one of the things with this podcast too is just kind of maybe like getting everybody kind of on one platform and maybe kind of see like or where maybe some you guys watch Gentry Fox interview and like I mean like just kind of maybe like get you guys kind of in one area, maybe like mix around, kind of see what happens with that as well, which I think is cool.
Yeah, for real.
So I guess kind of like what's like the vibe in the studio? Like what do you guys do to get, I mean you guys kind of like smoke first. I mean like what's the vibe in the studio to kind of like get going?
Bro, I just walk in and record.
Yeah.
Like I just come in with my ideas and like most of the time like I'm recording by myself like a lot of the time now.
Yeah.
So like most of the time it just like comes like I'll be at the college cuz I'm at this school like between like 8 and 12 hours a day. So like during like breaks or like when I'm welding like in my welding booth or whatever, like I'll just have my AirPods in and I'll just be like listening to beats. And I'll just like sit and just like have ideas pop into my head, and I'll just be like, yeah, that's good, and then I'll just like keep thinking on that while I'm here working, and I'm just I'm just constantly thinking of new ideas. Like I'll like think of something and I'm like, damn, like that's hard, and then like the first thing I'll do is I'll go home and I'll record it and it'll sound terrible. And then like I'll come back the next day and I'll like work on it and like change some stuff and like try to make it sound better.
Yeah.
And then like I'll come back and work on it. And there's like, other times like when I'm just like sitting in my bed and I just like think of a line and I write an entire song in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, like I got to record this like right now. And I just hop in and do it. Like most of my stuff is like super organic. Like I don't really like do anything like special.
Yeah.
Like, there's not like I don't have to be in like a certain mood or anything like that. Like, like I don't smoke or anything like that. So it's
really?
like I just kind of like hang out and like, like I'll like a beat will come on and I'll just like vibe with it and just write and then I'll just record it right there. And, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I'll delete it, Like 10 Days, the song I just like recently recorded. I had a Snapchat memory pop up on my phone, and I was looking at it and I was like, damn, like this girl like fucked me up, you know what I mean? And so I was like, damn, like there was like a stretch like where I was just like up all night just like thinking about like what I did wrong, even though like I don't really think I did anything wrong. And I just wrote that song. I was just like, 10 days no sleep, you don't know what you did to me. Like, like we didn't talk, nothing like that. Like everything I write's just organic, and it's, something I did or something that like I've gone through. So, it's yeah, it's just super organic, and just, whenever I'm feeling inspired is when I write my best and when I record my best. So
What about you, K-Bob? Like, what gets you going in the studio?
Dude, it really depends. So it starts off if I write a hook and it's just killer, I go in there and I'm excited, stoked. And then if it doesn't turn out good, we scrap it and then I come back to it. But usually I'll get a really good solid hook started. That's where I start at, and then after that I start to kind of build the song.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I most definitely smoke when I mix, but not before I record because I'll be overthinking shit.
Yeah. Or just like waste studio time, or just kind of like maybe, yeah.
Most definitely, but yeah, just try to vibe out. Most definitely. My favorite thing when I go into the studio, I like working with other people and bouncing ideas off. It's always a different experience. It's always a different song. It's always a different kind of
Kind of like elevating off their vibe and just kind of like making stuff and something together.
Yeah, I had so like when I dropped my most recent project, I had a couple of people. I feel like a couple of them fit a certain sound. They all fit a certain theme, but like depending on what artist was on there, it was different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's because when we were doing it, it was organic, and they brought a different kind of idea to the table,
For sure.
Yeah, that was like when me and K-Bob recorded Pluto. It was between my classes, so I had like a time frame from like 2 to like 5:30, where I didn't have class, and I went over to his house, and I was like, bro, like we got to record a song. Like we haven't dropped anything in forever. Like we need to record a song, and I pulled this beat up, and I was like, what do you think of this? And he's like, I like it. And I literally just said this hook, and he turned to me and he's like, bro, you need to record that right now. And I was like, okay. So I put the hook down, and he wrote a verse, and he recorded it. And I looked at him, I'm like, bro, that's not the verse. And he was like mad at me when I told him that. And I was like, dude, you got to change it. I was like, it's just that's not fitting the vibe of the song. And he came back and he wrote like it was almost like to spite me. He was like, you know what? No, fuck you. I'm going to put the best verse on this song. And he killed that shit. Like he recorded that, and I was like, bro, I was like, what did you just do? I was like, you didn't have to body me on my own song like that. Like,
I sat there. I didn't talk to him for 20 minutes. He was like, how's it going? How's it? Like,
I just like, I told him that. And he was like he looked over like angry at me, and I was like, what? And he was like, nothing. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just go sit on the couch, because I could tell he was like kind of upset.
But that's what you need, though. You need honesty to make hits.
And then he recorded it, and I was sitting there, and I was like, bro, and he was like, bro. And then the next day, he calls me at like 8 a.m. before he goes to work, and he's like, hey, dude, thank you for making me re-record that. That was like the best verse I've ever put down on a song. And I was like, bro, that it was so hard. And that's still like to this day, like my favorite song that we've done together. Like, I don't know what about it, like just like the way the hook, his verse, my verse, like everything just combines on top of the beat. Like it's just so clean and melodic, and it's just like
It's funny. It took us 3 hours to write that, and like, you know, you'll have a lot of times you're sitting there and you're writing and shit, and then like it takes time, but like it doesn't quite turn out how you want it. But like some of the hardest shit you ever make is like the quickest stuff you ever just because you're not thinking about it, you're doing it, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, like we put that entire song together in like 3 total hours. Like it was mixed, written, and like recorded and done in 3 hours.
That's dope.
Yeah, and it is just like that one and bad. Like when Caleb sent me the bad, like his hook and verse, I was like, bro, I was like, I'm gonna eat on this. Like,
Yeah, it's dope that you guys kind of like can push yourselves like each other, and like it's like that's cool too. You know, it's like a dope to like give your homies or like your like nah, like that verse is trash. Like you got to go record that. You
Yeah.
know, like because then like and that's just how you make good songs. You know, I like
Yeah.
just being like that constructive criticism and like just really like pushing that
Yeah.
other person to like go as hard as they can to like get the best product.
yeah, that's like Caleb's like one of the few people I actually like value his opinion on my music. Like
Yeah.
every song like that I get done, I send to him first. I'm like, bro, listen to this. Like, tell me what you think. Like, like he's taught me a lot about mixing too. Like him and Morgan are like the two people that like taught me how to mix like properly. And it's kind of funny because at the beginning I was the one teaching Caleb how to mix, and I had no idea what I was doing. And then like we just linked up with Morgan, and everything just started going uphill. And it was just like I had actually quit making music when I met Morgan. Like I wasn't making it anymore, and he kind of like pulled me back out of it. And I was like, all right, like I'll do it. And yeah, now we're here.
Yeah. And I guess kind of like we're kind of like wrapping up. We got a couple more minutes. Kind of just like I just want to cover like kind of like my favorite songs of your guys's. So Young Smallz, like my favorites was Juice. I remember like that song, like I was really rocking with that. It's like a very catchy song. I remember that was one of the first like songs I was hearing from you. We got Juice. I liked Unlucky. I liked Dead Roses, and I liked Motion. Those songs were hard as fuck.
Yeah, Slow Motion, bro. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Slow Motion. Excuse me. I don't have my glasses on right now, so I'm like squinting and shit.
No.
And then KBOB. I really like Snakes. I really like Demons. I really like Moved On, and I really like Smile. Those songs were fire. I was really rock with that new album that you put out, man. It was.
I appreciate it. I put a lot into it. It was something that like I was super stoked about. Dude, Smile's a dope song.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites off of that album. Bubba matched the energy on it.
Yeah.
Super relatable.
Yeah, I think.
that he sent me Bad and Smile at the same time, and I was like, oh, bro. I was like, it's about to go down. I was like, you're about to get two hard ass verses out of me. Like,
Yeah.
You know what's funny about dropping that album? It was right after Bubba dropped one. He said, you need to drop one. And then I fucked with his so hard. I was like, I got to do better. And that's what I love about it.
Kind of made me mad, bro. He kind of like, he outdid me. And I was like, damn, like now I got to drop another one. But I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Competitiveness.
But nah, like it's really healthy to have that like relationship and like be pushing you guys. Like that's cool to hear that you guys are doing that. Definitely keep that up. Yeah, like I just thought that album was just really well put together. It was cool to see, those features on there, and like I guess a lot of improvement. I guess just both of you guys, and Young Smallz just dropped an EP like a month ago, right?
Yeah. Like 3 songs. Yeah, it was about a month. It was March, wasn't it?
That had the
Yeah. Unlucky, Slow Motion, and
I was rocking with those songs as well.
goddamn, what's the other one's name? Waste My Time.
Yeah. And so I guess just kind of like for me, just I mean, I guess back from some of the first shit I was hearing you guys, I could definitely hear like the progression and like just like even like Wyoming in general. I mean, like sometimes I kind of like look back to maybe like way back in the day, like what I thought of like people's music locally, and then kind of like going revisiting that again and kind of like going back to just like some of their new shit, and then just kind of like, damn, like I could really see like the progression like as a state. And I just like think it's hella cool that you guys are doing like the shows. I mean, I know like it's kind of just like everybody hosting shows and shit, but like, you know, it's just like really cool to see you guys like doing shows and shit, and like seeing people come out to those, like knowing the words to the song, singing along and shit. And like, yeah, man, I mean, that's, you know, that's something that you guys have, you know, an upper on me even, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, you know, I've never fucking sang none of them K-Dot like rhymes, you know, in front of my crowd. Like, I never got to perform. I never was getting into that when I was still rapping, and like, that's something to be proud of, you know what I mean? To like have that upper and just like have that experience of like performing and shit.
It's
and, like,
a blessing.
Yeah,
Most
yeah, it
definitely.
really is.
That's one thing that I came to realize. You know, it don't matter if there's 5 people out there, like 20. Like,
it's so cool, like just to perform for some people that like aren't just gonna sit there and like throw tomatoes at you. Like they paid for the ticket, they want to be there, they want to listen to the music. Like, so that kind of like kills a little bit of my anxiety knowing like these people are here to like listen to me and like they fuck with what I'm doing. Otherwise they wouldn't have bought that $7 ticket to get in. Like they just wouldn't have came.
Yeah.
So like it's really dope. And like even just
speaking of tickets.
Yeah, we got to do that ticket giveaway shit.
Yeah, dude, we almost forgot. That would have been bad. That would have been really bad.
I totally forgot about that.
So did I until you started talking about, oh, these people paid $7 for tickets. I was like, oh my God. We almost forgot to do the raffle.
Do something like that at the beginning, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Kind of just like.
We just kind of like got into it.
Yeah. But if you guys want to do that right now, if there's still people listening.
Oh, yeah, dude. We got the spin the wheel right here.
We got the spin the wheel shit.
Spin the wheel. Do you want to spin the wheel,
yes,
Caleb?
Sir.
Just tap it like 6 times.
This is dope.
Bailey Bross won 2 tickets to the show.
Shout out Bailey.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
As far as like how can she come get those?
She just got to text me.
Word.
And I'll get them to her.
DM.
So,
Snapchat, whatever. Yeah, definitely. It's just gonna be dope, bro. Like I guess like going into like the last show we did, and then like just seeing how it turned out, like it's just gonna be dope. And I'm hella hype. You know, it's cool to connect with you guys, and you know, like I guess kind of like meet you guys officially. You know, we kind of ran in just do parties and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and like I just I like your guys' energy, and I know like you guys can see the vision that I'm trying to put out, and like just kind of like seeing that vision as a whole, you know. And I think, you know, like we don't necessarily have to, sit here and like be on the same song or like, be our biggest, like each other's biggest supporters, but like in like the grand scheme of things, like supporting people from Wyoming's music, or like, people from the same state that you live in, because like some shit that I've just realized, dude, like just more and more I get into this, dude, like the more and more I keep digging, dude, is like it's just like bigger than anyone, like what someone like personally can manifest. So if you're being like hella ignorant, just be like, no, like fuck everybody else, like I'm doing my shit, everyone else is trash, like I'm the best.
Yeah.
Then like
you can't do that.
Well,
I mean,
dude,
you're gonna
people don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people don't like ignorance and arrogance. Like, like, as long as you're supportive of everybody, and like,
like Mac Miller said, love's free.
Yeah. But just kind of like going off that, just like if we all can just come together and like push that message, it's a lot stronger than just you being like wanting to be like ignorant or selfish and just like, nah, like I'm going to do my thing. And like, I feel like maybe, like, yeah, it's just good to like put that on, and, shout out to everybody that attends shows and like, just really puts on for these guys, because it, it really goes a long way, and every stream counts. And just, all love to these guys, they're just great guys. And, yeah, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
As far as like anything else is, did I miss anything? Any albums you guys want to talk about? Any,
I got some new projects.
Hey, yeah, when's the new shit coming out?
New singles. I don't have any dates. I kind of just like, when I get there, I get there. What I do is really bad. I just sit on like hella music for a minute, and then I end up either dropping a project or I'll drop a couple singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I got a couple songs I'm working on right now. A couple that are, finished. I kind of want to drop them before the show, but I'm not sure yet. I'll probably drop one before the show. I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe we'll do like June 1st or something like that. Maybe that'll push me to actually drop something. So yeah, but other than that, I'm just trying to work out some big features. I really, I've been kind of like doing myself lately. And so, like, I'm kind of, like, wanting to, like, branch out and just start to work with everybody, even just around here, like, so, like, if anybody wants to work, like, hit me up, like.
Yeah, it's just really dope. And, I'm just really glad that I decided to do this and, like, get these local guys in here. I just think it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
I think it gets a lot of, reactions from the community. And, like, I just really be trying to, like, kind of reach out to, like, Sweetwater now and like kind of just like start getting on some like internet shit, like kind of like where you can look up Wyoming hip hop, you can see the bro show, and then you see all these interviews, you know what I mean? And then you can kind of just like pick and choose what artists you want to get into, you know what I mean? Like that's like kind of my vision, but that's kind of like what I really been trying to push to, and like doing shows and all that. But I mean, just keep chugging and just just got to keep doing your shit and just don't let anybody else like tell you different, and kind of just like you were saying too, like you can't just be like, okay, no one can tell me like that my shit's trash, but like, know those certain people, like, you for KBOB and like each other, those certain people that you value their opinion, like that's going to get some good feedback. But like, if it's maybe, just some average Joe or like, maybe one of your friends that doesn't really like hip hop very much or anything, like, just like analyzing your audience, and that just goes, I mean, I'm not talking to you guys like specifically, but just like in general, anybody listening. But yeah, I mean, that, that was the KBOB and Yung Smallz interview, Cowboy Craft, episode 2. Thank you guys, everybody who's listening. I really appreciate that. That was just, mad love. I know these guys appreciate it. And yeah, we'll probably go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. You're listening to The Bro Show on 91.3 FM, KWWM, Western Wyoming Community College.
Distance for a minute, but what else could I lose? All I ever wanted was the motherfucking truth. Look at